Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going to be playing some Tyrande. The reason being I just haven't done a Tyrande video in a long time, and she is quite fun to play overall, but she's not the best healer. I'm not going to queue up for ranked and be like, we need to first pick Tyrande, you know? No one's saying that, ever. Um, Now the reason for that is she has one healing ability, where most healers have two. Um, and the heal is on a 16-second cooldown, which is a very, very long time. And the heal is only for 270 at level 1, which is not a lot. You do get 2 charges of it, um, but that's it. The kicker is, though, every time you auto-attack an enemy, your basic attacks will reduce the cooldown of this ability by a second and a half. So if you're able to constantly be auto-attacking enemies, you will get your heal up pretty quickly, but compared to like other traditional healers like an Anduin, Lucio, you just cannot compete with those kind of healers, and that's under perfect conditions if you're able to auto-attack and not get focused. So I typically only play Tyrande whenever I want to play Vala or like an auto attacker, and I get stuck on healer. That's the only time you really ever play this hero. She does have a fun build that I'm going to show in this video focused around Hunter's Mark, our trait. But that's enough talking. We'll get into the game so you can see it. Alright, we find ourselves on the Hanamura Temple today. So Hanamura is not a good map for Tyrande, because, like I mentioned before, the only way for her to heal is by getting your auto attacks to reset the cooldown and give you actual healings, right? So good maps would be stuff like Infernal Shrines, Battlefield of Eternity, Alterac Pass, things where the objective is spawning things that you can auto attack to get your cooldowns back up. We're gonna pick up True Shot Aura here at level 1. Okay. What this does is you can activate to grant nearby allied heroes 40% increased attack damage for 5 seconds, and this is the biggest part, it will reset the cooldown of our Hunter's Mark. Additionally, our basic attack damage is increased by 30%, which isn't that big of a deal, but Tyrande has a passive which her basic attacks heal for 1% of her maximum health, and it's doubled against enemy heroes. So I guess the damage actually doesn't matter, but the big reason that we play Tyrande is for her, like the big appeal for her is the fact, you know, she can't deal a lot of healing. So to counter it, what Blizzard decided to do, I was hoping to catch him mid-jump. What Blizzard decided to do was give her a an ability called Hunter's Mark, which you click it on an enemy hero or enemy unit. It doesn't even have to be a hero, but I believe it can't be a building. And it will then what am I talking about? Yeah, reduce their armor by 15% for like 5 seconds. Oh, I need to be auto-attacking things. See, this is the problem. I can't auto-attack things because we're pushed into their buildings so far. So I can't heal up my allies. But whenever we're able to auto-attack stuff, we're able to heal up our allies just fine. You can see our healing numbers are keeping up with the Rhaegar right now. A little bit. Actually, we're still just keeping up with them flat up. I go ahead and I activated my one ability so I can have multiple Hunter's Marks out. And this build is really, really strong against and with a melee heavy team. So it's strong against melee heavy as long as they're not focusing you, and it's also strong against pick from actually for some assistance here. It is strong with melee and against melee as long as you're not getting focused. Now if that totem, it looks like he might go totem build. If the totem is, come on, stun, nice. Maybe an owl too. Oh, I missed him. Try to heal my allies up a little bit here. We picked up. I need to remember what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Just if you don't get focused, your healing's pretty decent. Try to keep my allies nice and healthy, and we've kind of been wrecking them down here in the bottom lane. But Mending Mark at level 4, what it does is anytime we auto attack a unit that has our trait applied, it will heal both us and our allies that are near that hero we're auto attacking. Unfortunately, our false stat, I believe he died to the camp. That's very sad. So we will actually combo pretty well with an Illidan in this game, because Illidan's going to be up in their faces, and he'll be near my marked targets. And remember, due to our level 4 talent, Tyrande's basic attacks against marked heroes heal allied heroes for 4% of their maximum health. Oh boy. Come here, buddy. Trying to get my trait off in time to heal him, but we weren't quite able to. Now, if you're playing Tyrande, right, and you're torn between healing your ally or yourself, always heal yourself first. If you die, no one gets healed. Now, I didn't explain all of Tyrande's abilities. So her Q, I explained earlier in the intro, it's just a heal. Cooldown gets reduced by auto attacking, nothing big there. Her W is once again nothing big. It's a scouting ability. Come on. Oh, I couldn't reach him in time. It's a scouting ability though that you use to reveal where enemies are. It has global range, and there's actually a build where it can be used. Oh, he's in danger. Where it can be used to snipe people, which is a really fun build, but it's less effective for healing. There we go. There's some good damage. Able to kill the enemy team's healer. And now, if the friendly team wanted to fight here, I would not be opposed to it whatsoever. And then our E is a very useful stun. So you see it has this large range here. I can point and click, and it'll send out a stun after, I believe it's 0.75 seconds. Alright, I need to be auto-attacking stuff to get my cooldown reduction, so we'll try to auto-attack this camp. And then I explain Hunter's Mark. It reduces an enemy unit's armor by 15% for 4 seconds. Oh, a wild Genji approaches. I'll go and activate our mark on him so he takes increased damage. We're able to pick up a kill on the Genji pretty quickly too. So level 7, we picked up Hunter's Fury, and this is it's not like the best talent, but it does combo well with your build, especially whenever you hit late game. It can help out a lot. But what it does is it increases the cast range and duration of our Hunter's Mark by 25%. So we have a larger area to cast this in, as well as we have a longer duration to have it activated on enemies. And then additionally, anytime we auto attack someone who has our Hunter's Mark on it, they will the auto attacks will now bounce and hit multiple enemies. We're going to go ahead and dump out as much damage on this enemy hero as we can, as well as getting our auto attack resets, trying to also heal my allies. And we're going to go ahead and pop our ult here just to ensure that we can keep our Rainer alive. But Falstad used Gus as well, so a little bit of a waste there, unfortunately. We're going to make sure we keep ourselves nice and healthy. And unfortunately, Rainer did die because I chose myself over him, which was a bit of a misplay. But we picked up Starfall at level 10. This ability and the other ultimate ability are similar in... oh, I want to go ahead and activate Hunter's Mark on this kid as well. just to allow myself to heal a little bit. Really nice Ancestral by the enemy Rhaegar. But you can see we're already 10k healing above a Rhaegar. Granted, Rhaegars are not the best in the game when it comes to healing, but Tyrande is not either. Thankfully, we've been able to auto-attack, and even against a team that it's hard to auto-attack against, all things considered, I'm pretty happy with all of this. I'm going to heal ourselves up, auto-attack a little bit more. Hopefully, Raynor doesn't get caught out of position, because I have no heals up. But Starfall, what it does is, it's an area of effect, so we can press R in this area, and it will create like a Starfall zone, where all enemies who are inside of it will get hit by a little like lunar flare type thing. That'll deal a little bit of damage, not a whole lot, but a little bit, as well as then, oh, nice kill by the friendly team here. Hopefully I can keep my heals up to keep my allies alive. I need to be auto-attacking things, though. Hopefully he doesn't have Octograb up. We're going to go ahead and activate our trait on this enemy unit here. And barely were able to survive. I kind of forgot about everything. But yeah, enemies also they take a small amount of damage from our ult, and then they'll get also slowed a little bit from our ult. Don't really know where the enemies are at. I'm fine with taking this camp. I activated my Hunter's Mark on the enemy Genji. We're going to go ahead and ult here and then activate our... oh boy. Trying to keep this ally alive. It's super duper stressful. And we're barely able to... And we're able to pick up a double kill, actually. Holy cow. So, my ult was placed down to slow the enemies. I was auto-attacking at every given opportunity. I had my Hunter's Mark applied to Rhaegar first, and then whenever he retreated, I pressed 1 to get the cooldown reset, and then activated my trait onto the enemy Genji, and we were able to heal off of him too, and keep our friendly Asmodean alive. We're going to go ahead and sippy cup quickly here to keep ourselves alive and talk about Ranger's Mark. So we pick up Ranger's Mark because this whole build is themed around our Hunter's Mark, right? And this is a big power spike for us. So our basic attacks against enemy healers, now enemy heroes, doesn't have to be healers, enemy heroes, it'll now reduce the cooldown of our Hunter's Mark by 2 seconds. And then additionally, anytime we, oh boy, anytime we auto attack an enemy unit that has or any enemy hero that has Hunter's Mark on them, it reduces the cooldown of our Lunar Flare, our stun, our E, by 4 seconds, which is a large amount. We pick up Darnassian Archery here. What this ability does is it will increase the damage we deal with our basic attacks by 12% anytime we basic attack an enemy hero. This stacks infinitely. And it only lasts for 4 seconds. But the only reason we're picking it up is just because I think the rest on this talent tier are just meh. I will go for Celestial Attunement oftentimes, but more often than not, I just find myself picking up Darnassian Archery because, like I mentioned before, the reason I picked this hero is because I wasn't allowed to pick Vala. Hopefully someone else takes the turret because I have enough micro I have to be managing between my heals, my auto attacks, trying to time stuns and ults, as well as keeping my marks on enemies and refreshing the cooldowns of my marks, so I don't need to worry about a turret too. Hopefully Falstad doesn't get caught too far out of position here. We're going to come in here and try to save him to the best of our ability. Getting our heals off as well will help out. I need to be keeping myself alive, and we were able to save the Falstad and pick up a double kill. One was on the Murky, but we were able to kill his egg, so he's dead for a long... No, he's not dead for a long time. I take it all back. Trying to reduce his armor. I didn't think that he had his ability up yet. I am going to auto attack the Genji even with him having his deflect up, just because I think it heals more by doing that. Trying to stun that enemy Vola and then activate my mark on her, but we weren't quite able to. I'll stick around for a little bit longer, but I am mildly terrified because I don't have my ult. I don't have a lot of my abilities that I need to be effective up. Oh boy. Unfortunately, my ally kind of got wrecked, but I did not see my Illidan jumping in here with a beautiful flank, a wonderful gust as well, and that will be the end of the whole entire enemy team, and that should be the end of the game as well. You can see my damage numbers. They're not terrible. As you can see, I actually kept up with the enemy's Vola just fine. My healing numbers were really good, and this was all in an unideal situation. We had no tank to keep us alive. We also had no tank to be auto-attacking to get my resets off of, as well as get my resets off of, as well as deal more damage with my level, what is it, 4th? Which talent? Yeah, my level 7 talent. And this whole build didn't even reach its climax. Because once you hit 20 with this build, you can, like, it's kind of like a white main ult, but even better. So, I'll show you the build we went for, and I'll show you what we would have taken at 20. We went for True Shot Aura at level 1, Mark of Mending at level 4, Huntress's Fury at 7, Starfall at 10, Ranger's Mark at 13, and Darnassian Archery at 16. Had we made it to level 20, we would have picked up Celestial Wrath, which this whole entire build is focused around her trait. And what Celestial Wrath does, it increases the slow, which is meh. It increases it to 60%. It was a 20 by default. And then additionally, it causes enemies to have Hunter's Mark applied to them while they are inside the area of effect. So you can have every single enemy have your Hunter's Mark applied to them, which gives you so much healing from your level 4 talent if you're able to auto attack. Auto attacks are bouncing from your level 7 talent. Cooldowns are getting reduced from your level 13 talent, and your damage is scaling with your level 16 talent. It's so good. so good. But the biggest thing I'll say when you're playing Tyrande, if you noticed, whenever I was keeping my allies alive, that's because the enemies were focusing my allies. Now, if I was the one getting focused, it would have been a lot harder for me to be effective. So thankfully, the enemy team's lack of focus helped me have a really good game. But yeah, that is Tyrande. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all in the next one.